What's going on, people? I hope everybody is doing good. So I want to hop on here, man, and respond to some things that I'm hearing in regards to people coming out telling their stories about Diddy. Okay, I'm hearing the general public say things about people that's coming out telling their stories and what they saw, etc. Okay, so people who were around at that time, people who worked for Diddy, etc., they're coming out and they're saying, hey, I saw Diddy do this. I saw Diddy do that. And it was egregious. It was foul. It was criminal, etc. And the general public, people who are hearing that, they are saying, well, why didn't you people say something back then? Okay. If you all knew Diddy was this monster, he was this criminal, this woman beater, etc., why were you all silent? And because you all didn't say anything back then you're just as guilty. Okay? Because you didn't say anything back then. I've heard that a lot.
We all have stories. Mine is horrific.
Like, why didn't you say something then?
Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma.
Diddy's former backup dancer Tanika Ray speaking out.
But that question gets asked out of righteous emotions. I get it. Okay? If anybody saw the Cassie Diddy video, if you had a heart, if you had a daughter, if you had women in your life that you love, then yeah, that video would upset you, and rightfully so. Okay? And when people say to people who are coming out telling their stories of what they saw Diddy do, when people who hear those stories say, hey, why didn't you tell it back then? Okay? I get the question. I understand it. But the question is not based in reality. Okay? It's not based in reality. It's based in emotions. Allow me to explain. Okay? Let me set the tone as to what I'm saying with an example. Okay? Let's say you worked for Al Capone in his heyday when he was running Chicago. Okay? Let's say you saw Al Capone do a crime that you know was foul. You know the crime was really foul, okay? Would you tell on Al Capone? Would you snitch on Al Capone? I'm not talking about telling on sick Al Capone, okay? I'm not talking about telling on that Al Capone when all of his friends are dead or in prison. I'm talking about telling on the St. Valentine Day Massacre Al Capone when he was healthy, free, and terrorizing Chicago. If you saw that Al Capone commit a crime, would you snitch? Would you tell? I don't believe many of you would tell, because the authorities that you tell to may be in bed with Al Capone. See? You see Al Capone do something and you tell a cop, you tell a judge, you tell an authority figure, etc. Well, that cop, judge, or that authority figure may work for Al Capone behind the scenes, as mob figures have been in bed with cops, judges, etc.
Jack, we go back 15 years, but I'll cut your head off and drop it in the river.
What are you doing to me?
You want to test me? Feel it, I own you. You do as I tell you. Now put aside your differences for the time being. Got a job to do. Shake hands.
So, you snitch on Al Capone thinking you're doing something right, okay? But according to the criminal underworld, according to the criminal underbelly like that of Al Capone's, you're doing something wrong, okay? See, you can see a mob boss or a mob figure or a killer commit a crime, okay? And you know this person, and you like, hey, that's foul. I'm going to run and tell on you. I'm going to tell this cop. I'm going to run and tell this judge. Well, you're doing that out of righteousness, right? You're like, that person just committed an egregious crime, etc. They need to go to prison. But according to Al Capone's world, according to the criminal underbelly, you're doing something very wrong. And the person that you tell runs back and tells Al Capone. Next thing you know, Al Capone wants to see you, and you think it's for something just, hey, or you just want to talk to me. Well, yeah, he wants to talk to you, but he wants to talk to you about what you told, and we know how that goes. Bada bing, bada boom, you're gone. Okay? Do you all remember the Italian hood classic A Bronx Tale? Remember when C didn't snitch on Sonny when Sonny killed the man in front of his apartment complex? You all remember that? Well, C, the little boy at the time, C, he did tell his father that Sonny killed the man. And as good of a man as C's father was, why didn't C's father run and tell the cops that my son told me Sonny was the shooter? C had a great father. He was a great man. He was a righteous man. He was a working man. He stayed away from criminal activity, didn't want C involved in anything like that. When C came and told his father, hey, Sonny was the one that killed the man, but I just didn't tell it, why didn't C's father run and tell it? That's because his father knew if he did that, Sonny would kill him and probably kill his son, his wife, everybody, right? And his father also knew that if he told on Sonny, then the person he told might run back and tell Sonny. Hey, Sonny, C's father told me that you shot that man. C's father knew that if he got involved with Sonny and them, you might come up missing.
You think I should have took it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but come on, you get involved with those guys, next thing you know, 1, 2, 3.
Now, what am I getting to? Well, it has been rumored and street whispers say that Diddy has ran his company like a mob boss, like Al Capone them, like John Gotti them, okay? No matter how much you all say he's corny, no matter how much you say he's gay, etc., rumor has it that Diddy has had his wife killed. Rumor has it that he's threatened to kill people.
I seen Diddy smack the shit out of an engineer before.
Rumor has it that he smacked his own mama.
That video, wow, man, I still can't believe what I seen. And I remember you told me that, Diddy, he smacked his own mom. And to be honest with you, man, I really didn't believe it. But after seeing that video of him and Cassie and what he did to her, I believe it now, man.
Well, yeah.
Rumor has it that he shot a man in the studio. Rumor has it that he has blown up people's cars, etc.
The crazy part was how, I guess at one point, Puffy put her in the studio with Kid Cudi, and she started to date Kid Cudi, and Puffy threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi's car actually blew up. Now, that's some wild shit.
Say how much he's corny all of you want, but those type of actions sound like mob boss to me. Okay? So when you say, why wasn't people telling back then when Diddy was allegedly doing all of that? I can answer that for you. They were scared. They didn't tell because according to the streets, Diddy get you whacked. Okay? See, out of the righteousness of your heart and out of the goodness of your heart, you might run and tell the authorities that you saw Diddy do something bad, right? But the authorities that you tell are in bed with Diddy. And suddenly, your family starts missing. Your family starts to drop. Listen, when you have $500 million, that's get rid of you money. That's get you whacked money. That's come up missing money. Okay? Listen, man. It's a wicked underworld out here. They don't live off of the codes and ethics of the righteous and those who seek after it. They have a totally different ethics. Okay? So if you have a heart, a conscience, etc., the number one way to not get mixed up with the underworld is to not get involved with it in the first place. Don't work for anybody who dibbles and dabbles in it. Don't work for anybody who is in that world. Don't work for anybody who's engaged in criminal enterprises. Don't get involved with them at all. Okay? That is how you stay away from that. So when people sit back and say, hey, why weren't you all telling your stories back then? And you saw this happen to Cassie, and you know he did this to Kim, and you saw this happen, and you saw that happen, etc. Why weren't you all saying anything back then? It's simple. According to the rumors of Diddy, Diddy would get them whacked. Diddy will get you up out of here. So it's simple, man. They were scared. So I can understand that question being asked out of emotion, but it's not based in reality. Because say what you would have done if you're working for somebody like Al Capone, when Al Capone is in his heyday, if you're working for somebody like John Gotti, when John Gotti is in his heyday, and you saw them people commit a crime, you don't know if you would tell if they did it or not. Because you would be scared too. We all see what's going on with Diddy. We see the wrath of God coming upon Diddy. Okay? We all see that. We know. I'm not defending Diddy, but the question is an emotional question. It's not based in reality. Okay? Not when you're dealing with the underworld. Stay away from the underworld. All right? Peace.
We all have stories. Mine is horrific. Like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live.